difficult to move. They'll shut down cities, they'll shut down everything, roads, they close the roads. So people will stay at home because there's no way that they can move out in the streets. Whereas in Wyoming, I don't remember that they shut down the roads ever. So whenever you can, I mean, whatever the time, even in winter time, it's, I mean, you can move by cars or on foot. Just one time I remember there was a threat of a storm, and then they closed the university for 1 day only. That's all. So for me, I thought that that was cool. So it was good. Since the city, just like what I said, is full of natural scenes, natural scenery, it's not that attractive place for young people, but still for people who like nature, there are many places to visit. So, and gorgeous places, by the way. One of the famous places in Wyoming, and many people, maybe you've heard about it, it's the National Park of Yellowstone. It's very popular, very famous. It spreads for miles and miles, many kilometers of nature scenes. So this place is full of wildlife. Many animals live there, and it's full of bisons also. Bisons is the American ox, the kind of ox, and it's very dangerous, by the way. And since this is a national park, so animals will move freely, and people, they are not allowed to get close to these animals, even if they are dangerous. So they restrict people instead of restricting animals. So you've got to stick to the road. There are certain roads for passengers, and then you can watch animals anywhere. But the important thing is that any person who would like to make a trip, they'll give these people or tourists instructions in order not to get close to animals, specifically bison. So whenever you see a bison, you've got to stay in your car and not get closer to it, because there are very dangerous stories about these animals kicking people, killing people, dragging them on the ground. So if you see that animal, it looks very calm, very slow, but you cannot imagine when in a minute the animal can turn into a beast, and he can kick, run very fast, and the animal is very heavy. It can drag a car. So even with a car, if you see a cattle of these oxen or the bison crossing the road, you've got to stay in a distance. So sometimes the car, and by the way, the car will go for hours until we get to a place in this park. So if the car will go sometimes very slow, sometimes we stop for hours just waiting for the cattle to move. Because if we do any movement, it's very dangerous. They can, they can kick the car with the horns and then break the window and hurt people. So still, it's a beautiful place, but it's not, it's not out of danger. And in addition to bison, there are bears also, which makes the place is very dangerous also. So Yellowstone, if you wonder about the name of it, it gets yellow color also. So if you go to the mountains in certain places, the rocks of the mountains, the rocks of the valley, they are yellow, literally. And the colors are very gorgeous there. So this is one of the pictures of Yellowstone National Park. The other interesting thing is what's called geysers. In certain places of the park, you cannot see people here. They are, sitting in this part. If you see me moving the mouse, so people also got to stay away from the geysers. Meaning of geysers, they are holes in the ground, and they spill water very strongly in a form of fountains every certain time. So there is a visitor center next to this place, and then we can check the time. They have a clock, and they say, for example, in this place, They say the geyser will spill the water in 45 minutes, and we'll see if we have still 10 minutes for the fountain to come out, or 15 minutes, or whatever. We can wait, and then when time comes, we go outside, we sit, and then we can watch, we can take pictures, because it spills water in a very high way, and the fountain is gorgeous, just like in this picture. You can see it here also. So people are watching. When time comes, the water comes out in a form of fountain. And there are many of these geysers in the ground. So this is one of the interesting things in National Park of Yellowstone. Next to the geysers, you can find a very famous inn. It's called Old Faithful Inn. Of course, in many parts of Yellowstone, I said it's huge, it's vast, it's very wide. So there are many hotels, lodges, cottages, in which people can reserve to stay a couple of days there and enjoy nature. And also there are places to camp also. So people can camp or can rent a cottage or a room in a hotel or a motel and stay for a couple of days, enjoy nature. So this is one of the old inns in the place. I'm not sure, I've been to this place, but I'm not sure if there are rooms till now to host people. But I know that the place when I went there, it was full, very crowded. There are many people there drinking tea, drinking coffee, or there are many gift shops here. So we can buy small gifts if we like. It's full, very crowded. The history of the place was something else. It's very interesting. So this inn was built in 1903, and the story behind this inn tells that there was a wealthy man, and he has a daughter, and he had a daughter, sorry. So his daughter, she was in love with a young man. The father refused or objected to the marriage of the couple. So what the daughter did is that she collected all her inheritance and she ran away with her lover. They got married and they had their honeymoon in Yellowstone, in this inn supposedly. So they stayed in the inn. What happened is that the young man at night he chopped the head of the lady, of the girl, and chopped her head. It means that he cut her head, and he stole all her money, jewelry, and everything, and he ran away. So till now, people say that when the place is empty at night, they see the ghost of this lady. So this is one of the haunted places in Wyoming. So they say that they see a body of just a body without the head, a headless body of a woman wanders in the place looking for her lost love. And I've heard several stories about haunted places in Wyoming, hotels, all the places, because the state and all the buildings, they're very old. Most of the buildings, they are built in the 1880s, which is very old. And many people are killed there. And there are many stories. Even the university where I stayed, because the university is also very old, so they say that the basements of specifically the old buildings, they're all haunted. So anyway, another interesting thing or monument in Wyoming, it's called the Devil's Tower. The Devil's Tower, and you can see many of these monuments, especially in the eastern side of the United States, they are all connected with the Native American culture. So this is one of the monuments also, and this one is one of the oldest monuments in the United States since the 1880s also. When the tower was discovered, they say that the translator misinterpreted the name because it's connected to Native Americans. So instead of saying the real name of the place, he said something related to devil, and then the name just went like this, the Devil's Tower. So Devil's Tower, it's a very big rock spreading up to heaven, just next to the clouds. And the scenery there is very nice. There are some people or young people, they like to climb this rock just for fun. I don't see any fun of that, but anyway. So the person who took me there, he was one of the staff members of the university. He said that he didn't agree about this action. He didn't like people to climb this tower. He said, well, this place is very sacred for Native Americans, and if I have a sacred place, I'll not like people to get close to it or climb it. So why do we accept that we climb this tower, although it's sacred for Indians? So, which is, it's a point of view. And since the place is connected to Native Americans, it means that there are legends behind this place. And the legend behind the Devil's Tower says that there were a group of girls, little girls, they were playing, and of course they are Native American girls. So they say that a group of girls, they were playing outside, and then a group of bears located the girls playing, and they wanted to eat them. So they started chasing the children, and the children were very scared. They started running away, and they found a rock. Of course, it was a small rock. So they climbed the rock, and they fell down to their knees. They tripped. When they tripped, they started praying to gods, the Native American gods. They prayed in order to be saved. The gods heard their prayers, and then they raised the rock up to heaven, and they formed this big mountain. So if you see the picture here, there are figures up. They are not girls, Native Americans, but the story is related to children. So the bears continued chasing the girls, and if you see, they were scratching the sides of the mountain. If we go back to the original picture, look at that. These strips of mountains, they say that these are the marks of the claws of the bears, which stayed up to this date. So that was one of the legends connected to this monument. Now we come to the University of Wyoming, and we said the university, it's located in Laramie, the second biggest city, or it's not very big. It's basically goes around the university. It's small, not that big. So the University of Wyoming, this is the Students' Union, one of the oldest buildings here. So University of Wyoming, it's full of international students. The life in the city goes around these students also, but it's a very quiet city, nice city, and you can see here it's fall. This is the old picture of the university when it first initiated in 1886. So it was founded in 1886 in Laramie, and this is the main building of the university. It was just this building and a dorm, one of the dorms also. So now they have several dorms, but they keep the original one as well. So this building is one of the oldest buildings of the campus. So now they keep it as it is. You can see it as it is. However, now it's surrounded by other buildings. It's a very big university now. So this building now, it's for offices of the administration. The president of the university, all other administration staff, they are located in this building now. This is also one of the oldest pictures of the staff and students of the University of Wyoming. And by the way, the acronym for University of Wyoming, we don't say University of Wyoming, we say UW. So UW opened its doors at the beginning to only 42 students and 5 faculty members, and they are befitted the University of the Equality State. So so we said that the Wyoming, it's called the Cowboy State. The other name of the state is the Equality State because Since the beginning, it hosted both men and women in the faculty, and male and female students. Because in the United States at that time, women were rarely allowed to participate in education or to teach or to be students. So in this place, since the beginning of the creation of Wyoming, adding it as a state, it has equality. Although now it's full of conservatives, but still, they are proud of this fact. Back to the present. This picture, I found it funny and interesting. The first day when I went to school, the first day of school, it's just like this. So I've taken this picture because I was surprised. It's very organized, and see, all people are just walking on the sidewalk. Very organized and very patient. Look at that. I mean, it's very amazing. So all the students, they are going back and forth to their universities, going in a row, and then nobody goes on the grass, especially, except when it's sunny and it's warm, they sit on the grass to enjoy the sun. And these strips of walking arrows, these are specified for passengers or for passerbys, for human beings. There are other strips of passages. They are specified for bicycles only. So if somebody has a bicycle, he's not allowed to go through these lines because these are specified for people and there are others specified for bicycles. I mean, order is very nice. Other pictures of the university. See, this is a scene of the whole university. We have the library, my favorite place. Oops, sorry. And we have, this is the College of Education, one of the oldest buildings also, when we had snow. And again, the Union with the snow. And graduation ceremony, which is very nice also, etc. Not very much to tell about Wyoming. These are the main places there. So at the end, before I end my presentation, I think we should thank Brianna. She was one of my friends in Laramie. And I texted her a couple of days ago asking her if she had videos or some pictures to provide me with, and she helped me a lot providing some of the pictures. And she sent me some of her pictures also to post on this presentation. So this is Brianna, very active and nice person. She took me to many places, and she likes to go to natural scenes, just like here. She likes nature a lot. And I think this is one of one of her friends. She made a snowman. One of the elks she spotted in one of the areas, and she sent me the picture. And the picture, of course, with the American coffee, which I don't like at all because it tastes yucky. But still, they like it, and I respect that. So thank you, Brianna. And then I'll try to post the pictures that she sent me and the short clips, the short video clips she sent me on the Facebook page later on today. Now, do you have any question about Wyoming? The floor is yours. If you have any question, any comment, any suggestion for future sessions when we talk about states of the United States. If you have any comment, go ahead. And I'll post now. Sorry, I forgot to post it to you. I'll post the link to the attendance sheet. Please don't forget to go ahead and sign up your names.